So I go to Atlanta and I'm there for like 2 weeks. I get this random reality show job with BBC America, some magic stuff. I don't. It was crazy. It actually scared me. Their magic trick scared me. I was like, this is some devil stuff. This is a little too.
Yo, it's your boy Business, aka the Show Venter. I vent about all your favorite shows and all that. BMF, Power Ghost, Power Force. Y'all know what I do. Best reaction videos on the internet. This is Love is Love podcast. I got a special guest. I'm not gonna lie, I got a special guest in the building. I say one of the baddest in the game. Like I'm saying, baddest of the baddest and all that. I say she be doing her thing. She got her shit done. Like she don't just look good, but she gets shit done. I'm saying I got Kiki Ayers in the building, top publicist and all that. What's up?
That was so nice. Thank you.
Of course. Nah, you know I'm telling the truth and all that.
I'm gonna add that to my ringtone, so you just.
Yeah. That's gonna have to be the ringer and all that.
Yeah, the ringer. Yeah, daily affirmation.
Nah, for sure. So you Trinidadian, right?
I am.
Bet.
Yeah.
So like, what's your top 5 like dishes from Trinidad?
Oh, I don't have.
I like the doubles.
Anything my mama make, doubles are good. You gotta.
Yeah.
If you haven't tried it, you have to try doubles. You have to try roti. You try roti?
Yeah.
You sure?
My parents Jamaican.
Oh, okay. I like the curry chicken, the black sauce chicken, and probably
y'all call it chicken curry?
Oxtail. No.
Nah, some Trinidadians they call it chicken curry.
No, they don't. That's other people that call it that.
Other
Other Caribbean people. It's curry chicken.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I had a debate about this like during the pandemic. It was serious. Like I was like, y'all, I need to know who raised y'all because it's
I've
like.
Seen that. Yeah, that's crazy. Yep. I remember when son at my old job, like he was Trinidadian. He used to bring curry crab and the doubles.
Oh, my mama
that's
loved curry crab.
Yeah,
like,
this go crazy.
Yeah.
Every time he bring it, he look for me like, yo.
Ours still gotta be super flavorful, spicy.
Yeah, nah, I don't really like the spicy though.
Yeah, I know, you'll get used to it.
My nose be running and all that.
You'll be alright.
You be cooking too?
The starter kit, yeah.
A lot?
I have to. I live in LA. Everything like vegan out there. Everything vegan and gluten free and
for real?
1 cracker a day and that's all they do. Yeah,
that's crazy.
They even got vegan tattoos out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's crazy.
It is. I'm like, what's in a real tattoo? What's in a regular tattoo for y'all to have vegan tattoos? But everything vegan and stuff. So I got. If I want to eat food, I got to cook.
Yeah, I really cook.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nah, I feel you though.
Yeah.
So your family was in the military, right? So you like moved around a lot?
Yes.
Right, so like where you moved to and all that, like different places?
I was born in Alaska.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. What's the saying they always say with Alaska?
I don't know. I was there for 3 weeks. I don't know nothing. I even got this friend named Alaska. His Instagram is at Alaska. He don't even know where I was in Alaska. He's like, I never even heard of that. But it was military base. And I had just missed Guam by like a week of being born there. And then we moved back to Guam. We lived in a different part of California, Seattle, all over.
So like you basically like claimed Seattle, right?
Yeah, I went to high school there for like a year and a half.
Okay. I think like they be having like a lot of basketball is big out there, right?
They do have a lot of basketball, yeah.
I think Jamal Crawford, I think got something out there.
Beautiful, yeah.
Yeah. It's cold though, right?
It can be. I mean, not like New York.
Yeah.
I ain't never experienced nothing like that. The wind just be slapping you in the face here.
Right.
You can't hit it back. I be upset. I'm like, okay, Mother Nature, I got you, girl.
But you've been in LA a long time.
I know. That's why I can't move back here. I can only come here during summer because I can't. No.
Nah, definitely. Nah, I appreciate you for coming through though.
Always. I appreciate you for having me. Yes.
Nah, you've been a real one since day one.
Yes, I know. That was the best video I've ever got in my life.
Yeah, nah, definitely. I had to go in. I had to. Yeah, I was doing the videos and all that. But Instagram started hating on me, so I had to take my shit down.
I know, I watched the whole switch to the power, and then you've been glowing up, so it's dope. It's dope to see.
Nah, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Nah, you always show love, though.
Yeah.
We be showing each other love.
Yeah.
Nah, I appreciate it. But I was gonna say like Publicist, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Best publicist in the game right now.
Thank you, I appreciate you.
So like what does a Publicists do? Because some people don't know. Like,
Publicist has anything to do with your public image. So when you see somebody like on a magazine cover, Breakfast Club, radio, TV, anything like that, that's your publicist. Crisis management, when they do something ridiculous and someone has to cover it up, that's your publicist. Basically anything regarding your public image and what you're doing, we just tell the media, we get it to the mass media, and then anything to keep your image positive. That's what we do. So we just protect your image. Basically.
Oh, now that's mad important though.
It is important. It's a lot.
Yeah, you get canceled quick.
Oh yeah, everybody get canceled quick. Yeah.
And the media training, they don't be having media training, so.
Some of them do. They just don't pay attention. Like they just don't. They just want to do what they want to do, and then they want to respond on Twitter, and then they want to come to you when there's absolutely like nothing you could do left, and then that's when it's like, okay.
Yeah. It's like dangerous.
Yeah.
Nah, facts. I feel you there.
Yeah, it's crazy. Right?
So it can get like stressful and all that, right? You be working nonstop.
All day. I be having anxiety.
I know your phone be going off like 24.
I know. I be having a calm day, and out of nowhere, something crazy just happens. I'm like, okay, y'all, like, come on.
Hey, we gotta get to where you gotta make some calls.
Yeah, literally. You gotta literally just stop what I'm doing and just like,
nah,
it's a lot.
definitely.
It's a lot. But
So you had a TED Talk, like.
I did.
That's dope. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody can't get a TED Talk though.
I know. That's true. That's
one
true.
of the ones.
Yes. yes. That was beautiful. That was a great opportunity. So it was in Atlanta. I did it in Atlanta.
Nah, that was a great watch though. I watched
it. Thank you.
So like, just get into a little bit about that. Like, yeah, because I feel like you was making like good points.
Thank
like,
you. Thank you.
Should that make you think about it?
Yeah. So I basically, well, to be perfectly honest, I wrote it like less than 48 hours before. I literally started while I was on the plane to Atlanta and then just stayed up the night before. And then like while I was getting dressed, I was starting to memorize it because for whatever reason, they're all different. But for this one, you weren't allowed to have notes or a PowerPoint or nothing. So you just had to memorize it. And I'm like, I'm not going to go look stupid for everybody. There was like a live audience. I was like, oh my, that was like the most nerve-wracking thing ever. But it worked out. But yeah, I basically talk about how to know if you're meant to be an entrepreneur, which for some reason was very controversial. Like a lot of people had in their comments.
I've seen it.
But what I'm basically just saying is like, I don't feel like entrepreneurship could be taught. I feel like you could go to workshops and summits, even like things like InvestFest and things like, you can go to all the summits in the world, but like no one can teach you how to be motivated or to get up every day and work on yourself when someone's not supervising you or standing over you or telling you what to do. And, it's really one of those things that you have to, just get money. You have to really put in work to get money back. Like, so it's not like you could go into a job and BS and act like you're working and still expect a paycheck. If you don't put in the work, you don't get no money back. Like, there's no guaranteed income. So I just feel like that can't be taught. So I just use examples. I feel like really, like every great entrepreneur I know, they had some type of hustle as a kid, whether they were selling candy or I was selling Beanie Babies. My mom got them for free from work, and we was going door to door selling Beanie Babies. I just loved the idea of like making some money, even though I was selling it for low. I was like, I did that. Like I was making some money. So I just like everyone has something they were doing to hustle. So, but people are like, no, you can go learn skills. I'm like, yes, you can learn skills, but no one's gonna motivate you to utilize them. But I appreciate all opinions. I'm just like, I'm glad you watched it. At the end of the day, it just hit 500,000 views. So I was like, that's dope.
Nah, definitely. Nah, you're right though, because like you can't, like somebody can't make you do something.
Yeah, they can't make you do. You could learn it all day long, but when are you gonna start?
Because you could like learn all the information, but you gotta execute.
I know people from like 3 years ago who are still talking to me about the same business and, oh, what do you think about this? And it's like, I could tell and I get like fear and things like that, doubt come into mind, but it's like, when are you gonna start, girl? And people ask me general questions like, can you give me tips on how to be an entrepreneur? I'm like, well, no, because like if you're gonna start a restaurant, I can't help you. If you're gonna do an online boutique, I can't help you. I can't. That's such a broad question. Like, what are you trying to do? Like, you trying to have your own engineer business? I definitely can't help you. Like, it's just like everyone's path is completely different. So you just have to really start. You have to start and learn on your own. And I feel like nowadays we have things people didn't have back then, which is the internet. I always say Google was my mentor. I didn't wait on somebody mentoring me. Like, you can look up stuff online and get started. So it's like, you really have to have that self-experience, and then like just Googling and just figuring out, asking questions, specific questions that can help you with your specific field, and people who work in your specific field that you're trying to, get into. But yeah, I mean,
yeah, you just gotta try shit too. Like, you just gotta try shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything not gonna just happen. Like, it take time.
I'm sure you didn't have 10 years experience in being a podcaster before you started. You just started, and then you learn things, and it's trial and error. Everything is trial and error.
Yeah, I started in February, so.
Yeah, I know. Like, I was like, you just started. It's crazy.
I know.
You got all these guests. I was like, oh, he's not gonna even interview me no more. I'm taking too long.
Nah, you don't have to have me. Cut it out, like. You know what I'm saying? You just level my shit up like a million levels.
Yeah, no. Nah, you had some dope guests though, so.
Nah, I appreciate it. You seen any interviews?
I watched a few of them. I was like, okay, I see you. All right. I was watching this setup. That's how I knew what building it was outside. I'd be seeing the bricks sometimes. I was like, okay, he got like a real.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was like, okay.
We doing that videos out
there. I was like, okay, I respect this setup. Damn. Not everybody's stuff looks like that,
Mm-hmm.
But now I see the teams, I'm like, okay, I see.
Yeah.
It's serious.
It's working. I'm saying shit like that. But you seen the transition though.
I did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I seen the whole transition. It's dope. Yeah, it's dope.
Nah, for sure. But like your story is like mad inspiring.
Thank
now.
you.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to talk about like before everything like popped off, like where you first started at.
Yeah.
Like to get where you at now. Like just like a little condensed.
Like for PR?
For PR, for everything. Like when you like before the report, celebrity reporter.
Yeah. Okay. You want my whole life story. Okay, let me make it short.
Let me
make it short. So my mom was a single parent from the time I was I think 7, and then my brother was born when I was 7. So like at age 7, my brother was like my child. Like we used to take him outside, go play, which is crazy. 'Cause I have a 4-year-old now, and I'm like, I would not give no 7-year-old a newborn child to go like, hey, and me and my sister didn't know what to do, so we just like show him off to our friends and like, look, like if you start crying, he'll cry too. Like we didn't know. We thought that was so cool. So at that age, I kind of just like grew up early because I was like, okay, I have this like child who's not really my child, but then we just like, it was just the 4 of us, me, my sister, brother, and my mom. So she would like always like try to like work 2 jobs and stuff, but she she still is battling like an illness called sarcoidosis. That's actually what Bertie Mac passed away from. He just caught pneumonia while he had it. So that's why he passed away. That's when we were like, how do you pass away from pneumonia? Because that's what he had. So it's just like an illness that like attacks like your immune system and like your lungs and stuff. So she like at some point couldn't even work anymore because she got very sick. So then that put us in a situation where we were homeless like a very young age. And then like, I think it was like in high school or junior high, and we were living out of like my mom's car for months. So like we would just have to go to school early, shower, go back to the car, like not let anybody know. Like, we don't want we don't want nobody call CPS on us because we were in a small town in Washington State at the time. That's where the military brought us like, but like a smaller town next to Seattle. So we were like, we can't tell nobody, and nobody ever knew. Like we would still get dressed. My mom was like, you're still gonna get dressed every day, like you live in a house and whatever. And we would just go to the library after school. We lived off the McDonald's dollar menu. And people don't realize when you're homeless, you can't take a nap when you want to. You can't cook. You can't do none of the things that require electricity. So it would just make the days go by super long, and we would just always be at the library or McDonald's or the car. And when I turned 16, I started this program called Running Start, and it let me take high school and college classes at the same time. I had to pass the test, and my mom like basically threatened me. She's like, you don't pass this test, don't come back. So I passed the test, and so I was able to take both high school and college, but they weren't close to each other. So I just started taking all my classes at the college, and I would just like sit by myself. I didn't know nobody. Like men try to talk to me, and I was like, I'm 16. They're like, oh, she a felon teen. I'm like, whatever. I was trying to talk to you, no. But yeah, that was dope because no one in my family spoke about college at all. Like it was just something. The reason I was interested in doing it is because all my friends in high school got pregnant and had to go to alternative school.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, I had no friends left, nothing to do. Let me go to college. It was so like a random way to start college. So when I graduated from high school, I had my associate's degree at the same time, and then I transferred to Howard University, which is like a completely different world.
Right.
Yeah, that was my first time on the East Coast, anything, but I just loved it. Like
a lot of stars came out of Howard.
Yeah. So for me, it was just like amazing. So then I just finished at Howard, but at Howard, I was so broke. Oh my God. I was so broke. This is before they paid interns too. So I always kept an internship, but it didn't pay. So I had to intern and work. So I feel like I really got to do the college experience because I was always working. And you got them crazy teachers who think that you only have their class. I'm like, I didn't really have time like that.
Crazy. They hard comments and all that, like doing too much.
Yeah, it was way too much. I'm like, child, if you don't like get a life, how you got time to grade all this stuff? Like,
just going mad hard, taking all points. Like,
So I had to like balance all of that, but it was a realization for me because when you're going through stuff, when you're growing up, you don't really realize what other people are going through because you just focused on yourself. So once I got like older and would still tell stories and stuff, they're like, "Girl, you had it bad." Like I was like, "Oh, y'all, this not normal."
Yeah.
So let me start telling stories. But the real realization was like when I moved into my dorm room, and like everybody was there with like their parents and stuff, and like had like all their like bedroom stuff they moved in, and me, I just had like a small suitcase. I didn't have a bedroom. Like I was homeless. Like I left from like a car. When we had money, we would stay like a motel and stuff. So I'm like, wow, like this is different. I don't have nothing in my room. I don't have bed sheets. I don't have nothing. I don't have something I could bring from one place to the other. All I have is like some clothes.
So you had like a scholarship or like?
I did. I had scholarship, and then whatever that didn't cover, I had like very little bit. I had to cover with financial aid, which I finessed as the years went on. I would like the lady who put my financial aid through. I would take like $90 of that and get her edible arrangement. So next semester, she just put it through. And I'm like, it was my $90 investment.
Financial aid was lit.
So when my name popped up, she just put it through because it was very limited for all the students. But it was just a little hustle I had to make sure my financial aid was straight. So, but then that was when I started like interning. Because they didn't have stuff like that in Seattle. So I was like, oh my God, BT headquarters is here. And I interned everywhere. I worked at the radio station. That's where Big Tigger was. And at the time I loved watching him on BT, and I had no idea where he was, but that's where he was, at the radio station. Yeah. And I worked there. Then I went on to intern for BT. That turned into a job. Then I was interning out here in New York for MTV. I came out here for a summer to intern here, and I stayed in Brooklyn. I thought I was so grown. I was 19. And I was like, all my friends only make $8 an hour, and I make 10. I worked at Junior's Cheesecake. So I was like,
right around that time.
I felt so girl. I was like, I make $10 an hour. Y'all can't even talk to me right now. Like I felt I was 19 in New York, and that was just motivating for me. So when I graduated, I came back to New York, and it was so hard for me to get a job out of college, like in my field, and I thought it was so crazy because I always kept an internship, and then I would hear everybody.
That was like journalism, right?
Yeah, and I would hear everybody talk about like how like people graduate and don't get a job in their field, and I was like, oh no, this is too much. So a lot of people don't know this. One of my first jobs out of college was working at Jerry Springer Show.
Oh, okay.
So I worked
exclusive. I said shit like that. Love is Love podcast. The only time you're gonna hear that.
Right? No, it was so. I got this random email to interview, and I was like, I didn't even know y'all were still on. Like I thought it was just like repeated syndicated episodes. So I was like, I'll take anything at this point. So it was in Stamford, Connecticut, and I lived in Harlem. I was commuting back and forth, and that job was like 80 plus hours a week. Yeah, so a lot of times I would even just sleep under my desk because by the time I have to come back there, it's time to work. So I would just like sleep under my desk for 2 hours and then change in the bathroom and then like go to work. It was like so much. Like it's not just one job there. Like you do everything. You book people, They come on for free, but there's something online that says they get $600, and I would book them. They're like, I can't wait to get my $600. I'm like, oh my God, you do not get $600. Please still come. And then so you would book them, you would dress them. You know, you'll notice this too with TV, even like with court shows and stuff. So the people who are like in the wrong and like, you know, people that cheated and stuff, they wear dark colors, and people that were cheated on, they wear lighter colors. So they look innocent. So we would dress them. We would prep them for the show. We would book their travel. We would do everything. So it was a lot. It was a lot. And I'm like, and I just got so tired. I'm like, I don't mind working this hard, but like, what am I working towards? Because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to be like an executive producer at Jerry Springer. Right. So I left that job, and I didn't have another job to go to, but it was like December I left, and then like first week of January, I got a call from MTV, which I was applying to forever. And I got a call there to come work on. They used to have this show called Guy Code and Girl Code. And this is when Wild 'N Out had just came back, so I would work on those shows. And then it was just supposed to be like a temp job for 2 days, and I was there for almost 2 years.
So
they
was rocking with you. That's
they would keep bringing me back every week, and they're like, yeah, you're like a temp permanent person right now. So I'm like, that's fine. So it was so much better. I could just go to Times Square and have to go all the way to Stanford. And I love that job. I met so many great people. But again, I'm like looking at the company. I'm looking at how long people have been there. I'm like, wow, this guy's been here for 10 years, hasn't really moved up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like very hard to move up in the spaces. I'm like, me starting off where I'm at, I don't see myself moving up for like another 10, 15 years and like really moving up to be in a position. And I'm like, I don't know about this.
You always wanted to elevate.
I want to elevate faster, especially with the work I'm putting in. But it's like, I understand you really can when there's people also putting in a lot of work who've been there way longer than me. So I look at things like that, and I'm like, this is not really where I want to stay. So I had left that job too, didn't have a job offer. And I just told everybody, I was like, I'm moving to LA. And then this YouTube video came out with Diddy talking about Revolt and how it was going to be the new MTV. And I'm like, wow, I work at MTV now. I wish MTV was like how it was when I used to watch it. And he's like, it's going to be like that. We're going to actually play music. So I told everybody, I was like, I'm going to LA and I'm going to go work for Diddy at Revolt. And mind you, I didn't have no LA ticket. I didn't know when the hell I was going to LA. Did not talk to no. I could even, at the time, the company was so new that I could even find like on LinkedIn or anywhere, like anyone that worked there. Like, so I would keep checking every week. And finally, like two people popped up on LinkedIn, the co-founder and president, and then another guy who was over music programming. So I would email them. Like, I found out like the last of their email. So this is also like a hustle to do. If you know a company, get their email format, then you can find anybody. You just go on LinkedIn, type in the position. So if I know like I'm looking for like a Jerry Rice who's an executive at BT, and it's, you know, maybe their email is jrice@bt.net. Then you know, if you know somebody else's first name and last name, you can kind of just know their format. So Rachel Harper is rharper@bt.net. Like, you just know that. You
can like look it up?
I would just look up their name on LinkedIn to see what they do. So I found this guy, Tuma, and it said he's over music programming. I knew the Revolt.
He's
like
at YouTube now, right?
Yeah, he's at YouTube now. He was over. Tuma's the legend. Like, he worked at BT Uncut, then he ran MTV Jams for years, and then he was at Revolt, blew up Spotify. Like, that's where he really blew up at Spotify, because he created the Rap Caviar playlist, and then he went to YouTube. So I guessed his email, and I was like, do you know what I mean? At Revolt. and it didn't bounce back, and I was like, yes, or whatever. So I did not hear back anything, so I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Let me just go. I don't really have money like that. Let me just go try to relocate to Atlanta and then make it to LA. So I go to Atlanta, and I'm there for like 2 weeks. I get this random reality show job with BBC America, some magic stuff. It was crazy. It actually scared me. Their magic trick scared me. I was like, this is some devil stuff. This is a little too. They had people hypnotizing people and stuff. I was over there looking at the window like, oh hell no, because they have control over your mind forever. I'm like, you could be like, go shoot them.
Crazy.
Like 10 years from now, I'd be like, oh, hell no. But I saw some crazy stuff. But thankfully, I got a call, I got an email from Revolt saying, Tuma wrote me back. He said, can you get on a Zoom call today? I said, hell yeah, I was working. I was like, yeah, I gotta take a break. I walked over and got on a Zoom for 15 minutes, talked to them. And then he called me back 2 days later. He was like, hey, we want to offer you the job. We'll give you the rate you want, but we need you out here in 3 days. And I was like, okay, 3 days. Bet. So I was like, how can I escape this job? Because we were out in Savannah, Georgia. We would travel everywhere, and I didn't know where I was. So this random person on Instagram who I never talked to, he was one of those brother man people, whatever. I was like, hey, I know you live in Atlanta. I don't know how far this is from you. Can I give you some gas money? I know it's weird, but can you please come pick me up super early in the morning? And just drop me off anywhere in Atlanta. I know Atlanta. I don't know.
Oh, so you
this other stuff. I was way out, where black people aren't in Georgia, that part of Georgia where there's no black people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you said Savannah, right?
Yeah.
Is that the country part, with the farm?
It's weird out there. So no disrespect, but it's a little scary. So I was like, can you come get me? He came and got me at 5 a.m. I had to leave before the team woke up, and I sent them a little notice. Say, hey guys, I got a different job offer. Thank you so much. And I gave him $40, right? And he acted like he won the lottery. He's like, wow, $40. Yeah. I was like, I'm glad you happy, Yeah. So then we went to Chick-fil-A. I was like, you can leave me here. I got none of my friends in Atlanta, whatever. So then I hit them up. I ended up working BT Hip Hop Awards. I had random side hustles as it's so funny, as one of those Publicist volunteers or whatever. Okay, yeah. So I did that, and then the next day I flew to LA, and then I started at Revolt. So it was just back to back, and they were like, we'll put you up in a hotel for a week so you have time to look for a place to stay. And I'm like, a week, okay.
Oh, yeah.
But what happened was I didn't get one day off from Revolt for 90-something days straight because I worked in the department that controlled the whole station, the music department. And no one even knew how to send music video to air. If I wasn't there, I had to take a day off. They're like, oh, well, just send it to air when you get back. They didn't know how to do anything. So I didn't get one day off. So I had no time to look for anything.
But you was needed, OD.
Oh, I was needed.
Yeah.
OD. The president of the company's gonna email everybody just thanking me. Diddy thanked me. We had a whole... I wasn't getting any sleep, nothing, and the hotel's right across the street. I'm like, I kind of want to just get away from this area. Tired of seeing this whole area. But yeah, so I ended up, it's so funny because I ended up working there when I had no idea that I was going to work there. I ended up working there, worked there for 2.5 years, and then I left and I just became an entertainment reporter full time because I was doing it on the side. So I interviewed everybody from Queen Latifah, Ice Cube, Nas, Ryan Gosling, Will Ferrell, Amy Schumer, everybody you can think of, Oprah, sat down.
Top 5 interview.
Yeah.
What's your top 5 interview? I know it's hard.
I think Samuel Jackson, because everyone was trying to be negative about it. They're like, oh, he's gonna be a hard one. He ended up loving me. Ben Affleck was really good. Ben Affleck. Will Ferrell was really good. That was a really good interview. I'm trying to think. He's hilarious. I'm trying to think. I had Ice Cube and Cedric the Entertainer at the same time. I think they were obviously doing barbershop. Oh yeah. And I don't know who else. I don't know. George Clooney. I love George Clooney. He was so nice. He sat there and talked to everybody. It was late, cold outside. He sat there and talked to everybody. He was so nice. But yeah, those are just ones I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I just interviewed them. But yeah, I did that so this was the problem. I did that. What happened, the real reason I left Revolt, I can't say too much. That's why I'm not talking too much about Jerry Springer Revolt because we did sign NDAs. But I ended up leaving Revolt, long story short, because they brought in a new CEO and they had they passed out these welcome packets that were 50, 70 pages. That's not how big a welcome package is when you usually enter a job. Mind you, I had already been working there for 2 years. I'm like, why am I getting a welcome package 2 years later?
What's that?
Well, it's supposed to just be welcome to the company. But that's what they were calling it, but that's not what it was. It was this big contract and had things in there that were crazy. women get pregnant, you can't have maternity leave. I'm like, not that I plan on getting pregnant, but like, huh? You can't have maternity leave. Yeah. Anything that you do, Revolt owns, if you have a copyright. I was like, y'all got me messed up with that one. They just had like super crazy stuff. So this was the time that Straight Outta Compton had just came out.
Oh, okay.
And so they gave it to us like on a Monday and said it was like due like on a Wednesday. And I'm like, why are they like rushing this? That made me sit down and like read every page. And I was like, did y'all read what you're signing? Like, and
they were just signing it.
They were just signing it. So I emailed HR. I was like, so like, if I don't sign this, I can't work here. And they had to go talk to legal for like, they were back for like 4 days. And they were trying to like phrase it the right way. Cause you can't do that. They're trying to phrase it the right way. And they were like, yeah, this is our new contract. If you don't sign it, I'm like, that's fine. And I just told everybody, I was like, I'm not signing this. And they're like, you're acting like Ice Cube. That's when the movie came out. They're like, you're acting like Ice Cube. I was like, well, look at Ice Cube now. I can't sign this. Like, I'm not signing this. Like, I'm already have other things I'm working on. Y'all not about to own it. Like, I'm not allowed to work anywhere but here. I already had all the the entertainment reporter jobs. I'm like, I have to give up all of that. Like, I'm not doing that, you know? I'm not going to say what I was supposed to do. I don't get in trouble. But it was like, so there was a lot of company changes that were crazy at the time that I would be dumb for me to not have other options the way people are going left and right. So I didn't sign it. I obviously got the severance when I left or whatever. I just paid up my rent as far as I could until like December. And so I was applying for jobs, but at this point, after working everywhere, I'm like, I kind of hate this working for people thing. And I was like, I would be so happy to get a job, and then like thinking like the job was gonna make me happy.
Right.
And then like after like 3 months, I'd be like super depressed. Like, this is not what I'm trying to do. Either I'm like overworked, not getting credit, not getting the pay I deserve. Someone else is taking credit. It's just like a lot going on with these corporations. So I was like trying to apply for specific jobs that I thought would make me happy rather than just applying like I usually do.
Right.
So I wasn't hearing anything back. And this was like the first time in my life I was like not hearing anything back.
Because you always had like a job.
Always, like I even gave up my like college experience low key to work to make sure I would be good. You know, they used to joke and say I minored in internships. Like I used to like always be doing something. So I wasn't hearing back. So that came, my lease was up. I didn't have no money, so I went and like just like started selling stuff in my house. Or I don't know. LA, right? I didn't know. Yeah, this is in LA. I didn't know where I was gonna stay at. And it, like, this is not a situation where I could like, you just move back home. I didn't have a home when I left there, so I don't know where to go. This is my home. So I was like, okay, let me just move into this hostel. I found this hostel that was like $33 a night. And my first night there was like such a eye opener. I was like, it was so surreal. I'm like, how did I end up in this, like go from this nice condo in downtown LA to like sleeping on a bunk bed? You know, like all my stuff is gone. All the stuff I worked for, my house was, my decor would go crazy. Like all that stuff was gone, furniture, all that. I'm like, what the hell just happened? So I honestly thought it'd be a situation. I'd just be like a couple weeks and I'll figure it out. 16 months later. So I was homeless for 16 months. I started off with 2 big suitcases, and then as you move around a lot, like you have to downsize. But by the time I was done, like I had like just a little like grocery store bag worth of stuff. Right. But I would spend every morning trying to figure out where I was going to stay that night. And you know, LA, I'm sure like New York too, people have roommates. You can't just be like, oh, you can stay here. Like that's a must be a roommate situation. So I would like, I maybe could do like a night on a couch or a floor and then figure out the next spot. But I would spend every day, and all while I'm doing this, I'm interviewing the biggest stars in the world. I'm on the biggest red carpet, every red carpet, from the Grammys to the VMAs to BET Awards, and I have to look like I'm on a red carpet. So I would get creative and like reach out to people who had like clothing boutiques and stuff. Like, can I like just exchanges? I was like, I'll even bring it back. Dry clean. I was like hustling. That's smart. Yeah, so I had this person I locked in with every time I need something for a work show, I just go get something from him and wear it or whatever. And then I only had like maybe like 20, 30,000 followers, but I would just target people that only had like 700 followers. Like, this will help you. And be like, can you do my hair for an Instagram collaboration or whatever? I would do all that. So that's how I would have my hair done and whatever. But they don't know. I'm leaving this red carpet. I don't even know where I'm going to sleep tonight or whatever. So I did that. One time I saved up enough money for a motel and I'm like, oh my God, I really have nowhere to go. I don't really give like, it was like $70, but for me, that was a lot of times I'd have nothing. I gave him like all my money. I walk in there, there's a huge cum stain on the blanket. The man talking about no refunds. I just sat there and cried. I was like, oh my God. I'm not sleeping on that. I was like sat in the corner crying. I was like, oh my God, like what's going on? But yeah, I mean, when I say homeless, I mean homeless. I had nobody's auntie's couch to sleep on. Like I was like legit homeless. So one night, this girl who I didn't really like know her like that, but I was like, hey, can I stay at your place? I know other options. I was working this event in Hollywood into like midnight. And then she was like, yeah, you can come. I'm going to be up till like 3. Da-da-da. She did not hit me back. So I'm like, now I'm like, I can't even hit nobody. Everybody's asleep or whatever. Right. So that same hotel that Revolt put me in, it was Lowe's Hotel in Hollywood across the street. I remember just from staying there.
That's a major hotel.
Yeah. I just remember just from staying there that the hotel lobby bathrooms, their stalls go all the way down. So I was like, okay, I can't sleep on the street. I'm a female. You may not wake up tomorrow. So I was like freaking out. I was like, okay, just act cool. I went into the bathroom stall and I was like paranoid and that's where I stayed the whole night. And I was like paranoid because I'm like, I hope like the front desk staff didn't see me walk in and not walk out.
Right.
But I would like hear people come and use the bathroom. I was like super quiet. So I didn't cry or anything. I was just like, okay, girl, like again, like how did you end up in this situation? Like, so I was like, what can I do to make money, get the recognition I deserve, the money I deserve, the credit I deserve, and like still be within this industry? And that's when I came up with the idea of Ayers Publicity. So I was like, okay, let me map out how much money I need to make every month to live comfortably in LA and to, you know, have a savings. So something like this happens again, I have a backup plan.
And you're doing this in the bathroom right now?
Yeah, in the bathroom. I pulled out my laptop. I had the same laptop from college, by the way. But that made it through until I started getting real money. It made it last a year. But same laptop. And I pulled that out because I just connected to the lobby Wi-Fi and I just started like making a plan. So the next morning I get up, wait for the public library to open, go in there, use their Wi-Fi. And I had friends just from like that were actors and stuff, just from doing all the interviews and social media comedians and stuff. I was like, can I test out PR on you? I know you don't have a publicist. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to get into PR. And they were like, hell yeah, you can try. So I go to the library the first day and I'm just like, you know, I'm just like teaching myself how to pitch based on like things I received as an entertainment reporter from Publicist. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I have like inboxes full of press releases. Yeah, because they're always reaching out to us to interview their clients. So I was like, let me teach myself this. So I would just, in the first day, like I got one of my friend clients, I don't know if you know Kev on Stage. Yeah. So I got him into, I think the other one was Essence or Ebony. I got him to one of those things. And then there's this actor, Rob Riley, who was on the CW. He used to be on Hit the Floor and stuff. He got on KTLA, that's our like big news station in LA. And I was like, oh, this is easy.
Relationships.
But the next day I went and pitched in the library. It was crickets. And that's literally how PR is. Like some days you'll get like a lot of stuff. Some days it's like, oh my God, why is this happening? And that's how PR is. So thankfully, this girl who I didn't know, I just knew her on email because she worked in the New York office at Revolt. She was like, hey, this company, it's some company that like owns Rush Card and stuff like that. You know, if you remember Rush Card. Rush Card. Yeah. So they were like, she was like, yeah, they're looking for like a journalist type of influencer to write these stories for summer and post a story on their Instagram. Right. And I was like, okay, cool. And they're like, oh, how much would you charge? And I'm like, I never did anything like that where I was getting paid. I was like, you know, whatever. They're like, it's $1,200. Cool. I'm like, of course, that's great. So I used that and I did a payment plan with LegalZoom to get my LLC for Ayers Publicity. And then I just put the rest on like a hostel situation. I stayed for like a week or two. And then so that started going good, and I started charging people like, okay, $250 a month, it's just so crazy. $500 a month, I started getting really good, $750 a month. And then I was able to move into this spot in Hollywood. It was a little dingy spot, but it was cute. I wasn't homeless, and it was clean. So yeah. So I moved in there, rent was like $1,300 a month, and I'm like, okay, I could do that. And and that's how I got out of my homelessness, but it took 16 months to do that. And then I started getting really good at PR. I got Haha Davis was like my first client ever. His manager reached out to me. I don't know why. I still don't know why. But he's like, can you meet with us? We're staying in Hollywood. I was like, I live in Hollywood. We met at like Buffalo Wild Wings or whatever. I set up a whole New York press run for that man for $500. I didn't know what to charge. I didn't know what I was supposed to be charging. So then I eventually went up to like, I think like $1,500. So then maybe like a year and a half, 2 years after that, I get pregnant. I'm like, hey, let me figure out what I'm really supposed to charge. And I have a kid on the way. Yeah, so then I was charging like $3,000, $3,500. And when I tell you the first half of my year, all the way to August, I wasn't making nothing. And then from August to December, I brought in over $100,000. Wow. I was hustling my whole pregnancy. And one of my friends that had worked at the Shade Room, they had posted, because we were all in media together. We all came up together. Right. They were like, you know, I just love your story. And this is when TSR positive images just started being a thing. They posted a thing for me, TSR positive images, and that went crazy. I got like 25,000 followers my first day from that on Shade Room for my personal page, and like 10,000 on my business page. And then I started getting celebrity clients. I had A Boogie with a hoodie. I was doing stuff for Floyd Mayweather, all his birthday parties.
Yeah, you did it 41st.
I did his birthday parties. I did Snoop Dogg's Grammy events. Like, I started just doing everything. Like, I pushed out. I was in the delivery room rolling out A Boogie from Hoodie's album, Hoodie Season, and it went platinum. Like, I was doing that from the delivery room. I didn't get a day off. My friends were like, are you gonna like take a day off to have the baby? You're just gonna like work through it. I was like, whatever. So then I moved in this really nice spot in Hollywood. I got the picture. I'll show you on my Instagram. And it was a little blurry, so I plan on deleting it. That one went crazy. It got like 11,000 likes the first day. I was like, oh my God. But it was just like, from being homeless to going to that place, somewhere I never thought I would ever be able to afford. And it was like easy for me to afford it. It was just like crazy. Happened like 2 months before I had my son, so it was like perfect. But from there, the business just kept going up from there. But
nah, that's fire. Yeah, man. It's crazy. That story's crazy though. It's like it's elite. Like it's super elite. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if I would have planned that, but it worked out. I was like,
it happened how it was supposed to happen.
Yeah, it did.
And you had to keep going.
Yes, exactly. Keep going.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, I brought this on my trip, the pink one and the red one, but I already wore it. So I was like, I can't wear it again because I didn't have laundry.
I'm gonna say you something.
No, but I wore it. Everybody's like, that's fire. I'm gonna post the pictures too. I have the red one and the pink one I took on my trip.
I'm gonna send you all the other colors.
Okay.
I got you. But you already know, keep going, man. You see my shirt. Her story's crazy. Like, that's the definition of keep going, because you don't got no excuses, because she went from homeless to, like, she killing shit OD right now. Like, and she keep going up and all that. So it's really no excuses. Like, you got to get up and go get it. Like, stop trying to ask for handouts. Make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, try to add value to somebody. Stop trying to, like, take value away. You know what I'm saying? You could go on Business and Co. store. Business and Co. store right now.
Period.
Go tap in, keep going. Kiki Ayers, she's standing.
Add every color to the cart, and actually check out once it's added. Don't just add it to the cart. Like, check out.
You know what I'm saying? And then and see what's going on and get in tune.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely. Like, every minute, like, every time I see you on the gram, you're doing something else.
Well,
like,
thank you.
You get honored for Route 100, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
BET, AT&T, 5G and all that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, how's a normal day for you? Like, so you wake,
it's always
the time you wake
different.
Up, like, 8
Oh,
a.m.
so
I
wake up to be on East Coast time. So me and, like, anyone on my team, we have to be up by 5:30 to 6 and, like, start. So I'll do that and, like, pitch for like a couple hours. I'll take my son to school, and then like I'll try to just go get a smoothie or something to eat. I used to go to spin class every day, but that's a whole different story. But so
you be on your workouts.
I be trying. Like I fell off. No, I would no compared to 2021. No, it was like super crazy.
The abs is crazy.
Nah, I done ate like 90 pastas since then, but. Hey, we try to eat healthy. Every time I go on Instagram, I try to eat healthy. I see some bomb pasta. I'm like, ooh, it's always when you try to eat, I see something crazy on there. I'm like, oh my God. They don't even sell that in LA though.
You can't find nothing in LA. That's crazy.
Nothing, but yeah. And I appreciate the support. You're always supporting. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pull up for sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
You always supporting me too.
I got to. I literally seen the glow up. Fire.
Every time you like the first one. Every time, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I support everybody I follow. Like I'm not be weirdo.
So like, how can somebody be like a client for Ayers Publicity? Like,
they could email me and stop DMing.
Stop DMing. I know everybody be trying to like, you know what I'm saying, get on and all that, but you gotta have something going on.
Yeah, but I can't like do like a whole like tell you all the role. It won't even fit. Like you have a certain amount of words you can even put on DM. Like I can't send everything. So you just email me. That's where I be. That's where the money's at. Like I don't really be on. I get on Instagram to like post a collaboration, and I get off.
Right.
Like I don't really like sit there and like So whatever pops up when I'm on there, I'm like, oh, okay, let me, or like I'll have to go back and like, oh, let me go check on my friend and like go like everything real quick to start support. But like I feel like Instagram is like just so capped nowadays. It's like low key. It's low key depressing to be on there. Not even the fact that people are capping, the fact that people believe it and like so easily believe it. I'm like, that's crazy. Like y'all are really like so naive. Like. Everybody's a millionaire. Yeah. Everybody's an entrepreneur. I'm like, where are the billionaires at? That's harder to finesse. I'm like, you could be paid. You don't have to. Everybody's a millionaire though. Yeah. Everybody's a millionaire.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm like, that's crazy because you talking about you need a payment plan for me, but okay. All right, I'm gonna let you live though.
Everybody
crazy. Yeah. I'm like, can we grow up? Like, you're talking about, can we pause service for 90 days? Because I need to get the funds together, but you a multi-millionaire. Okay.
That's crazy. Now the perception is the new reality though.
I be seeing everything, so I know. Or like, I give some clients, like I'll give them a new client questionnaire to fill out. And like on there, like ask how much your business make, whatever. They'll be like, they put on there like, oh, it's brought in like $4 million in 3 years. And then I send them like a first draft of an article, and they're like, "No, it was 12 million." I'm like, "That's a big difference. Which one was it?" Oh, we gonna lie, baby. Let me help you lie, cause you're not doing it right. Like, what are we doing? It's okay. Like, it's just like you don't have to lie about stuff like that. You can be successful. You can have a story. It's okay to be like, I'm still working. It can be okay to like, I'm working a regular job. I'm hustling to get to where I want to be at. Like, that's okay. Like, you don't have to lie. Like,
you just keep it 100. It's gonna catch up to you.
And what I know, people, mind you, I work for moguls like millionaires like Jerry Springer and billionaires like Diddy. People who really have money don't talk about us. We don't want people to ask us for no money. You know, there. I brought in 100,000 today. Can you know the family members? Okay, word. Can't say you don't have it. Like, we don't want nobody to ask us for money. Like,
or the IRS.
You don't have to. You're not doing all that extra stuff. Like, people be like, look how much money Jay-Z has and J. Cole. They be like super chill. Especially even Kanye, the way he dresses up, like they be just like chill. You don't want throw out there every day that, I have, like, you don't want people asking you. Yeah. Next thing you know, you'll get all these emails. Can you donate? Can you do this? Like, people want to be left alone. So it's like a target on your back the more money you make, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Look at all these billionaires that are dying in crypto and stuff randomly and stuff. Yeah. Like, you might not want to be that rich. There's stuff that comes with it. So.
That's crazy. But something came to me just now. So how people started to change when you started like really getting into the money, like I know like people, but money don't really change the people around you. So like people start acting different.
Yeah, people do act different. There's so many people I don't know that bring me up all the time. I'm like, I didn't even know you existed. Stop. That's how I tell you. There's a difference between people. Cause you see me, I'm always with my child. I don't be out in the Hollywood scene. I did all of that when I first moved there, just from working with Diddy, having all the events. Entertainment reporter, had to be at everything. So I'm like, I'm kind of tired of that now. I don't really need to do that. So I'm like never out unless like it's something like big my clients are at, like Grammys or BET Awards. And even then I'll offer that to someone from my team. Or, maybe we'll have more clients and I have to go help them. Because I already did it all. So I want to give the opportunity to somebody else. I'm like, oh my God, it's my first Grammys. Let me, and I'll help them get styled or whatever. Because I'm like, it's exciting for them. I remember how it was for me. It was super exciting. But I'm like, once you done did it like 5 times, it's like, it is what it is.
You was doing it for a minute.
Yeah, I've been doing it. So it's just weird. People like always have something to say. The PR game is like the rap game for real. Like, it's like, if I'm not talking to your clients, like, why are you worried about what I'm doing? I'm literally pitching every day. I'm tired. Like, I have a 4-year-old son. Like, y'all are bad. Y'all men. Just thank your mama. You know you was a bad kid. Like, y'all got so much energy. Yeah. Like, just sit down. Like, I don't have energy for, like, none of that. So it's just weird, like, people's perceptions. I've literally had a girl come to me and make up a whole story about a different publicist saying something about me, but couldn't tell me who it was because she literally made up the whole story thinking it would make us closer. And I'm just like, are you okay? Yeah. Like, mental illness is real. Like, I'm just like, people are like weird. Yeah. And it just makes me not even want to be around nobody I don't know. Like, I'm good. I don't want to meet nobody else.
Yeah, that's how it be though. Like, when you get to a certain level of success, like, people just be being weird.
People are weird.
I'm like, you crazy shit.
Oh yeah. Weird.
Nah,
I'm like, you don't have to do all that. Like, it's okay. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's just weird. But I guess it comes with, I don't pay attention. I always focus on the positive. Like, you focus on 100% positivity, your days always be positive. But it does get weird. It does get weird.
Definitely.
Literally, like, I can't make this up type.
So, like, who's some of the clients, like, you're working with now? Like, with the company and everything?
I really have, like, more business clients right now. But, like, on the entertainment side, like, I have Ari Lennox. Who else do I have? I have Randy Moss. I just did something with him.
I've seen that.
Yeah, that went crazy. You saw that went crazy? That person went crazy, right? Yeah! Person went crazy. Like, TMZ. Crazy. Like, same day. Like, it went bananas. But just saying. But no, it's all over. Like, and I don't know if I should have done this now that, like, because now that's what makes my day so crazy. But I focus on, like, the newsworthy aspect and, like, just because I was a journalist, I'm like, okay, journalists are overworked and underpaid and they have all these assignments from their editors. So if I'm a journalist who's overworked, underpaid, and I get a zillion pitches in my email, what's going to make me be like, okay, let me take time and talk to this person, let me write about this person, let me whatever. So I look for people with dope stories that is, like, newsworthy and things you haven't heard of before. So we have people, 1 minute, you'll see somebody in, like, Forbes, TechCrunch, Breakfast Club. Next minute, they might be in, like, Bloomberg. Like, we're all over because it's not really about what you do. It's about your story and it's a newsworthy. That's my approach to it. That's how I take on clients.
Right.
So it's just like, it might be somebody one day who has, like, 30 million followers, and the next day someone who has 300 followers, you know? Because sometimes, especially in the business aspect, it doesn't really matter how many followers you have when you're making $30 million in 1 year off your business, you know? So it's just like, it just depends. Yeah, it just depends on who you're pitching to and, you know, what makes sense for them. Because a lot of times people forget media is a business. People eat off clicks. Like, that's how they survive. So it's like, you have to come to them with something that's, you know, worth their time too. So I have clients all over. Like, that's why my day is crazy, because
I'm not gonna lie, that's fire though, because like, somebody, it could be somebody that got like 1 million followers and then somebody got like 10K.
Yeah.
But that person that got 10K might just need like a little amplifying.
Yeah.
And they out of here because they built something up.
They built something up. They got the funds, they got everything. They're really investing back in their business, which is fine. Some people just want to go out and buy a designer. It's your money. Who might tell you how to spend your money? Just pay me on time. You want my service. But like, it's whatever you want. But it's just really cool. People have some amazing stories. That's what makes it fun for me, because like, my clients inspire me. They have some amazing stories, and it's like people you might have never heard of before, and it's just like them getting in these publications that they always want to be in. Like, that's super exciting.
It makes sense, because your stories so inspiring.
Thank you.
So it makes sense. Like,
people have gone through some real things, so to be able to tell that. And a big part of this too, I was like one of the first people getting Black people in Forbes, especially like startup companies, because I would always read Forbes, and I'm like, this is not, I don't get what the hype is about this person. Like, his parents were millionaires. No wonder he's a millionaire too. Like, I hope. They're like, maybe you failed in that aspect if you weren't, because like, you came from money. So it's just like, what about people who have I know some people with some crazy stories who like really made it out the mud. I'm like, so I was like, it's such a strong goal of mine to really get these black faces and these white prominent publications that you've never heard of before, and every time their stories would do way better than the other people's, because it's just like it's something you haven't heard of before. So that's why I wanted to start. I'm like, of course we want to support black media because they support us first. They always catch on first, and then other people then they try to take it. So of course you want to do that, but my goal is just to get you everywhere. Whether you're in a local radio station, whether you watch BBC America, whether you subscribe to Forbes, whether you subscribe to Billboard, no matter where you're at, like you've heard of this person. That's the goal. Like you don't want to just be in one market. You want to be everywhere. To the point of annoyance, but you can't say you didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
You ever had something like that happen where artists dropped an album, you had no idea? Yeah, and I'm like, where's their publicist? Why did we not know this was happening? Like,
that's a fact. And it could
crazy.
be fire too. But
yeah, it could be so fire. I'm like, I did not know this. You even dropped the album. Like, why didn't I know this happened? So it's just like, that's what I always think of when I'm pitching. I'm like, people need to know this is happening.
Yeah, like the press run is mad important. Like you got to do interviews. You got to be outside. Like, I'm saying with different podcasts, different radio stations.
Yeah, you gotta hit everything. TV, radio, podcast. You never know what they listen to. Someone might not listen to Breakfast Club, but they might listen to Earn Your Leisure. Like, it's just like you want to hit everything. So,
that's a fact.
Yeah.
That's important because you would just be dropping. Like, I'm gonna just drop Friday. Even, you know what I'm saying? Drake could do that, but
absolutely. Yeah. People who don't need press could do that because they're always looking for what they're doing anyways. But it's just like, I always hate that. I get so sad. I'm like, dang, because a lot goes into an album, or I know some people who take years to write a book, and it's then you just drop it, and I'm like, it don't work like that. Just be on New York bestseller list, New York Times bestseller list, just from you need a marketing plan, PR strategy. So it's crazy to me.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. So what was your I made it moment?
I don't have one. I don't feel like I made it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah. I did see. I did listen to that last.
Yeah, I don't feel like I made it. I feel like everything's changing. Like if you were to ask me in college, people ask me in college all the time, would you ever be an entrepreneur? I was like, hell no. Because the way they put it out to the world, they make it seem like it's something scary. Like you have to have this big office and all these employees and it's like, no, you could just start with yourself, and then as your business grows, then you expand. And it doesn't have to be like that. You have to have this big budget and have 1 million employees from the jump. So I didn't know. So I was always like, no, I don't want to be an entrepreneur. I just want to work at MTV and whatever. Then I did it, and then I was like, this is not for me. I can't take listening to nobody. I can't take working for people. It's just not in my blood. It's just not for me. So it's just I feel like my life is always changing. Even how I got into PR, I knew nothing about PR. So I just feel like wherever I'm meant to go, I'm meant to go. But I feel like it's always changing, not just one thing.
Yeah, it's crazy because I think y'all was listening to the interview you did on Revolt.
Oh yeah.
And you was you get something done, or you get to a certain level, you be like, what's next?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was listening to that, I'm like, yo, that's how I be feeling too.
Yeah.
Because I don't even really be thinking about all the stuff I be doing.
Yeah.
I just be doing something else. Just what's the next thing? What's the next thing? But I feel like that's just the hunger.
Yeah, and I talked about that in my TED Talk too. I feel like that's what entrepreneurs do too. Where oh my God, I really want to get to this goal, and you reach it, and you're like, okay, what's the next thing? It's just you're not ever satisfied. You always want to keep growing and continue. So yeah, I don't know where I'll be in 5 years.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't feel like I made it. I don't know.
So, I feel like sometimes you gotta appreciate it though,
absolutely.
See what's going on. Really, damn, I really did that.
Motivate
yourself.
For sure.
That's
absolutely.
Important.
No, it is. That's very true. That's very true. I do need to know more.
Yeah, and but it's a balance though, because you don't want to get you do all this stuff anybody whatever, and then you just start feeling yourself and you chilling now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You're gonna fall off So somebody else is coming, for your spot. So you got to just have a balance, appreciate it, but still keep going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, cause you can lose it all today, for real. Nothing is promised, nothing is guaranteed, especially an entrepreneur, You just never know what will happen in your market or what. So it's just like, you have to appreciate all that. I appreciate all my clients. Even though they annoy me, like I always tell them, like, I love you because without y'all, I would have no money. Like, no business, I nothing. Like, y'all literally brought me up out of my homelessness. Like, so it's like, I can't take that for granted. Like, the fact that you came to me and trusted me when there's a million other publicists and decided to put your money towards my business, I always have to appreciate that. So, yeah.
And you said, I think in the interview, you said, like, one of your most, like, best traits is you're reliable.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So like they could count on you and all that.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. Like you can't really count on people like that. Like
Well, me, I always feel like I want to treat it like if I use my money. Like people's PR is not cheap. So it's just like a lot of times that's more than people's rent that you're paying a month. So people save up for that. So you can just take someone, which I get a zillion horror stories from my clients about. Yeah, the last post is they took my money. I'm like, I'm not even playing with nobody because I don't need street collections coming after me. Like I couldn't fathom taking somebody's money and just be flexing on Instagram and I'm like posting your location, everything. Like somebody will not run up on you. Like you don't just take their baby's money. Like no. So it's just like even if it takes longer than the term that we agreed upon a contract, like I'm gonna keep working past that till you get your money's worth. Like I'm just I want to treat it like if I put my money towards it. So
that's dope.
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, relationships is the most important.
Absolutely,
like you don't want to like burn bridges and all that and just be doing crazy shit.
Absolutely, yeah. And like I say, like probably like 99% of my clients come from other referrals. So it's just like I could take one client's money and not do nothing, or I could actually do my job and get like a zillion other clients referred. So it's just like
that's a fact.
Yeah.
So like, what's something about Kiki that nobody knows, like that you be doing, like that's what you like to do, like you like to do. You know what I'm saying? Like they know, like they see like PR, they see you like going on trips, doing your thing and all that.
I don't know. I be doing a lot of different things. Like I be everywhere. I like trying new things, but I don't know. I have like a white boy playlist. Like okay. You got a white boy song you like?
What's on?
I know. I have like a whole playlist.
Oh, like the holla stuff, like what they be playing. Like,
y'all don't have one white boy song you like?
I probably know
one
the name.
White girl song you like?
Yeah, I just don't know the name though. Like,
me neither. That's why I had to go on and Shazam it and create a playlist because I'm never gonna find it again. So I just did that like 2 weeks ago, and it be hitting.
Nah, that's funny, man. But like, what's some advice you could give to somebody, not about entrepreneur, like just in general, like they trying to like start a business or like trying to like go do social media video, like something, like they trying to like just do something, like they feel like
just start, like like people literally spend years waiting on, oh, this person didn't hit me back, or I don't have a mentor. I hear that all the time. I don't have a mentor. I'm like, I don't have one either. Like, and people are like, you can't. I feel like a lot of people take it personally. Of course, there are, especially as a black woman. There's a lot of they go to other black women, and there's a lot of black people who will not help you. And a lot of that after working in corporate, like I understand. I've never been like that, but I always try to understand other people's perspectives. They are a lot of times put in situations where it's like they're pinning against the other black girl, and it's like then you're all over here beefing with each other when y'all could be best friends, and you know what I'm saying? Right. They do put a lot of black people specifically in these corporations in those positions, men too. So like I get it, and the people are busy, don't have time, but it's like you can't take that personally all the time. Sometimes people just don't have time. Or you're like, oh, can I just meet up and pick your brain? Even me, I don't have time to meet up with nobody for lunch. Like I only got the time that my son is in school. And I gotta do everything for my clients. So it's not a personal thing. It's like I would love to sit down and go to lunch with you, but when? Where? Like how am I gonna do that? Like I literally don't. I barely have time to eat lunch. Like when am I gonna do that? So it's like I can send you a voice note, give you some advice real quick, or send you a text or email, like whatever I can do to help. But like me, realistically, probably traveling an hour in LA traffic to go sit down somewhere for an hour or two, then travel, that takes up my whole day. And then you probably want me to pay for lunch too, which is fine, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like come on, like it's just like work, like start. You have to just start.
And you can't take nothing personal, like.
No, you can't take it personal. It's nobody's job to help you. And that's how I always am. That's how I always am. Like even in situations where it's like, I feel like one of my parents could have helped me when they were spending their money somewhere else. And I've never, ever in life, even in situations like that, been like, oh, they owe me. They don't owe me. They could, it's their money. And that's how I always am. I never account for somebody else's money or time. It's their money, it's their time.
Yeah.
And you never know what somebody's going through. They might have some free time but need that to meditate or work on themselves. Put it towards their mental health and wellness. Like, you can't ever assume, well, they're out here at the spa, but they can't write me back about going to lunch. Well, that's their time. They could be at that. Maybe that's what they need to do to even like get up in the morning. You don't know what people are going through. So it's just like, you never know. So it's like, I never like take someone's time or money like in account for it. Like, it's not my time or money. Like, because nobody gonna tell me what I can do with my time or money. So I just never been like that. Like, no one owes you anything. Not even a response.
They don't.
Not even a response. So that's how you have to treat everything. So and if you are gonna come to somebody, I will say try to come with something that's mutually beneficial.
Yeah, like add value.
Yeah, and they're more likely to meet with you. Sometimes people come off like you owe them a meeting and they don't even know what they want to meet about either.
Yeah. They just want somebody to just do it for them. Like,
in LA too, especially I know the huge difference between living in New York and then going to LA. LA people love to meet just to say they're meeting. They're like, are you posting videos? Meetings today. Today's office with my meeting. I'm like, if you meeting that much, when are you working? Because you meeting every hour. So it's like something. It's really like a trend, like to do, like to be like meetings, like it's supposed to like. It's a thing, I guess. I don't know. I guess like millionaires, like a thing.
Social media shit.
Social media is crazy.
Instagram shit.
Yeah. Crazy.
Nah, but we coming to that close of the interview and all that. You gave a lot of game on here, like a lot of gems. I feel like I learned a lot. Tell them where to find you at.
At Kiki Ayers on everything. KIKIAYERS.
Like Kiki on the River, right?
Yeah, Kiki on the River. I went there.
I seen it.
Just for that, and they're like, what do you want to eat here? I'm like, I already know why I'm here. Like, my name is everywhere. It was like my own personalized playhouse.
Yeah.
And Drake keep my name in his mouth. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Kiki, and then Kiki on the River.
I know.
And it went with the fit too. You put
that
Thank
you.
With the red.
I'm coordinating.
You putting that shit on. I'm not gonna lie. But you already know. Business moving on Instagram.
Yes.
I'm saying business moving on Twitter. Business is moving on TikTok. Business moving on YouTube. Get what I'm saying?
On Threads too, because automatically.
On Threads, On Threads, I know that. Yeah. I was saying, keep going. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Love is Love podcast. Everything we just keep going. That we gonna keep. I gotta go to LA. I ain't never been to LA, so I gotta come out
You
there.
might not like it, but we're gonna make sure.
Now you gotta show.
No, make sure you have a good time.
Make sure, make sure I'm good. You know, make sure I'm good out there and all that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So Love is Love podcast.
Love is
Kiki.
love.
Yeah, Love is Love. You know what I'm saying? You know I show love and all that. You don't do none of that hating shit.
Not at
Everybody
all.
can't come up here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't come up here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Kiki is here.
Mm-hmm. We got water and vodka here. No other podcast got that. You won't even taste the vodka. Like, that's how crazy the mix is. Sip to that, sip to that.
That's crazy.
You gotta come up here to understand what we talking about. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Y'all gotta come up here, man. Hit me up.